October 14th, Fenton. Hector, so first of all, we treated your lawn. Everything on the property is done. So thank you for the business. One thing that I wanted to point out, that I think we may have talked about before, is a lot of infestation can be contributed to irrigation that is improperly set and contributing to moisture imbalance on the property. As maybe you can see from these heads, almost all the water is shooting over this area and landing in a small landing zone right about here. So it's just a wet strip there, ignoring most of this, meaning this head is relying on all the other heads on the property to make up for all this lost area. That seems to be a relationship between the areas of interest to the mole and your irrigation settings. Because the areas of interest for the mole are where a lot of your heads are shooting way over just to land, there and there. And the areas where the irrigation isn't really hitting very well, moles have very little interest. This is a very common thing. Moles love moisture extremes in soil. Soil that's really, really wet all the time, soil that's really dry all the time. But the thing that they love best is when those two things are right next to each other on the same property. There are also patterns in your front yard that are very different than in the backyard, because this patch is served by this head, but this head only waters right there and it stops right at the mole mound. This one shoots over all of this mole and lands in this area where moles have very little interest. All of your heads in the front yard are shooting over the areas of interest to the mole. Again, they're landing there. Moles have no interest in infesting that. They're interested in infesting the areas that are the most underserved on the front yard. In the back, where it's very sunny, very different soil climate, in the backyard, they're mostly interested in the areas where the irrigation keeps landing and less interested in the area where the irrigation is shooting over. I can't ever know why you have moles, but I will tell you, if you walk into the woods, you will not see this in the woods. This is not natural. This doesn't happen in nature. This is man-made, and it's the reason why your infestation is entirely different than everyone else's property. It's because there's something going on here that is making this unusually attractive to moles, very attractive to moles, so that they will come from way back there just to come up here because this is so noisy to them. It's a powerful magnet. I don't know why you have moles. My suggestion, though, is to not ignore the relationship between the moisture application of your irrigation onto your soil and the areas of interest to the mole. I tell you, it is usually a major factor in why moles do this in one property and do not do it on another property. I hope that helps. Thank you.